Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Over Easy. My name is Manny in case you are new here, or welcome back. How are we all doing? I hope we are having an amazing week so far. I am enjoying another long weekend. I didn't film last week. I'm so sorry, but it was a long weekend for us in Canada, and then this weekend is another long weekend because of Thanksgiving, and it's honestly too good to be true. The fact that we have 2 long weekends in the same month and they're back to back. It's too good. So today is Sunday when I'm recording, and they still have the day off tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. But anyways, hope you're doing well. I got a comment to kind of switch up the format of the episode and do my rosebud and thorn at the end and all the catch up and all that at the end, which totally makes sense. So we're going to give it a try this week, see how I like it, and then either continue or go back. But yeah, I appreciate all the nice comments recently and all of the feedback that I've been getting on the podcast, because obviously it's not that I'm doing this for the audience. It's mostly my side, not hustle, but passion project. But obviously I love when it resonates with other people, so obviously I would love to hear what you have to say and what you think of the episode. So we're going to switch it up this week for a little bit, so let's get into it for today. Today's episode is going to be about everyday simple pleasures that I love. And I am really feeling this episode because I don't know why, but this year in particular, the transition between the seasons has been hitting extra good. Like usually the transition to fall, I don't like as much because it's like, oh, it's the end of summer. Usually that meant going back to school, so not having as much free time anymore and having to go back to school. But this year, for some reason, the transition to fall it's making me feel more calm, more grounded, more in tune with myself, and I'm really enjoying autumn so far. So we're going to talk about little simple pleasures that I am loving right now. I also really wanted to do this episode because I think sometimes we focus a lot on the big picture of life and looking forward to milestones and important events, and we get so caught up in looking forward to those things that we forget that we're also living in the moment right now. So it's important to realize that just because the other moments are not monumental and life-changing and super important in any way, it doesn't mean that it doesn't deserve to be celebrated. So I think it's really important to take the little things to heart as well and just romanticize them, enjoy them, and find reasons to make you happy. That's what I've found has really helped me, is focusing on the little wins, the little positive moments of every single day makes life a lot more happy and enjoyable and worth living. So we're gonna get into some daily simple pleasures. Also, I'm keep looking in the viewfinder because I lit my candle in the back and you can see it, and it's just like so aesthetic. I love the little warmness it gives in the corner of the screen. But anyways, let's talk about it. Okay, the first one, I'm kind of going in the order of like from the beginning of the day to the end because that is how I thought about this episode. But my first little simple pleasure of every single day is doing my makeup. And I have been in such a makeup phase pretty much ever since COVID. I really started to get into makeup, start playing with the different colors and the shapes and all that. And it is just so much fun every single day to do my makeup before work. It is honestly like therapeutic and so routine because I typically do the same makeup look every single day. I'll switch up the colors and the eyeshadow palettes that I use, but I really do enjoy the routine, the automation that goes into doing my makeup. It makes me feel very satisfied for some reason. It's just like a very satisfying feeling to first do my skin, then I go into my eyebrows, then I do my eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara. All this stuff is just super fun and also seeing the look come together, because obviously at every step you're kind of looking a little odd. If you do your foundation and concealer without doing the bronzer and the blush, then your face looks really one-dimensional. But then putting it together with blush, with bronzer, with your eyebrows, it just is so satisfying to watch it come together at the end. So that is one of my favorite things to do every single day. And I always get asked, like, why do you do your makeup every single morning? Like, you're just going to work. Like, you're not really, it's like such a waste of time. You could be sleeping in. But it's not just the act of doing my makeup that makes me feel good. It's also the fact that I put on makeup and try to look really good. And I do look really good after I do my makeup. It gives me an edge at work. Like, I feel like such a badass. And I'm like, oh, like, I look good. I'm working. I'm being so productive. I'm a boss ass bee. That is the intention with doing my makeup every single day. So it's really, really satisfying for me every single day. Okay, the second thing that is so super satisfying to me is that first sip of coffee in the morning. Oh, it is so good. I think it's the anticipation of having it, because I don't have coffee right after I wake up in the morning. I've heard it's not very good because your body will naturally produce, I don't know what it's called, adenosine, I think. And so having coffee in the morning right away is not very good because it blocks your body's natural capability to produce adenosine, I think is the reason. But so I usually am awake for like 2 hours before I'll have my coffee, and just thinking about it in the morning, and also getting like creamers and flavors that you like is very important so that you can look forward to it. Right now I'm doing a Tim Hortons creamer. I think it's like the vanilla glazed donut, and then also I just usually do a splash of that, and then I'll top it off with almond milk. And it is delicious. That first sip energizes me. It tastes so good, and it is exactly what I need to start my morning. Also, typically, I'll have my coffee in the car. Like, I usually have a few sips at home when I'm drinking my breakfast, but the majority of my coffee I drink in the car on my way to work. And it is just so fun because part of my daily routine is to jam out to my favorite songs in the car as I'm heading to work, and being able to drink coffee while doing that. It is just like, I probably look like a maniac to everyone else looking into my car, but I feel so good, and it hypes me up for the day and sets me up for a great day at work. All right. Oh, perfect. The third thing on my list was singing in the car on my commute. It is such it's something I truly look forward to every single morning. And that is because I will think about what songs I want to queue up in my playlist to play in the car if I'm feeling that, if I'm wanting to listen to a specific song. But other times I'll let my playlist just shuffle, and I'll just sing whatever comes up. And I usually have such a big array of music in my playlist that I don't really know what to expect. And having those songs come up, and you know every single word, and you're belting it in the car, and you're drinking your coffee on the way to work, it is just such a good feeling. It makes me truly feel so happy to go to work, because I've like Pavlov myself. Like, this part of my day makes me so happy, so when I walk into work I am so super excited. I know, I'm crazy. Okay, the next thing that I love is opening the windows to let in the sun in the morning. Right now it is the perfect time, because in the mornings when I wake up, it's not like summer, because in summer the sun would be up at like 6 in the morning and I would usually be woken up by the sun. But right now the sun kind of comes up a little bit later in the morning, so I'm usually already awake, and then by the time I open my blinds and the sun is just flooding in, it is so nice to see and just feel that sun on your skin. It is so satisfying. I really enjoy also opening my windows. I've been doing that a lot more recently. My window's open right now because it just lets in some fresh air, and it just makes the room feel very airy and light. But my favorite is when you open the blinds and the sun just floods in through the windows. Like, that is what they write about in books. It is absolutely perfection, and it makes me very, very happy. The next thing, I was just about to bring it up, but the next thing is, especially because it's autumn right now, what I really, really love is breathing in the crisp fall air into your nostrils. I usually don't get my first breath of fresh air until I'm walking out to the car. And just walking outside, breathing in a deep breath of fresh air and feeling that little bit of cold kind of fill your nostrils and make your nose a little bit cold, but it just feels so crisp. Like the air is a little bit dewy and it's cold. It feels like cold water splashing on your face. It is so nice to have in the morning. I don't even know if I'm doing these descriptions justice, because truly it is an out-of-body experience for me. But especially opening the windows in your car on a nice fall morning and letting that fresh air kind of come in, and it is so nice. I've realized recently the importance of just getting fresh air every single day. Even if it's not sunny, it is so nice to open a window and just be able to breathe some nice air. I recently realized, because when I was living alone, I would always have the windows open, so I was really, really used to that fresh air smell. But recently, since I've moved back home, I haven't opened my windows as much, and I was like, oh, it feels so stuffy. Like, you can feel the air, you can kind of feel the dust particles in the air, and it just doesn't feel good. But as soon as I opened the window, I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I needed. That fresh air filling up my lungs, making me feel good. And it also just smells so good. I don't even know how to describe the smell. Sometimes it smells like freshly cut grass, if there is freshly cut grass in the vicinity, but other times it's like breathing in cold water. And that doesn't really make sense, because if you breathe in cold water, you would choke. But breathing in cold water and ice is like how I can describe it. It is such a good feeling. Okay. Next up, my next very simple pleasure of every single day is a nice warm shower, and then I put in brackets, especially after sweating. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how good it feels when you come back from a workout or doing whatever and you're kind of sweaty and hot, and then you hop into the shower, and it doesn't even have to be a cold shower. I don't do cold showers. But you hop into the shower and the water just melts away all of the grossness. It feels so good. My favorite is today. I felt that, for example, I went to go play badminton earlier today, and the best feeling is just coming home, getting butt naked and getting into the shower. It is such a good feeling. Underrated, in my opinion. And my last little everyday simple pleasure is a nice email at work. I feel like we don't appreciate the nice emails enough. I try to remind myself to be grateful and appreciative of all the nice little remarks that people make at work. Actually, what I've done recently, or not recently, it's been a while, but this is for all of y'all who work in customer service or just any job, I guess. I have only really worked in customer service, so I have a lot of experience emailing the public and people I might not know, not necessarily people in my company. But anyways, I will keep I like to use the Microsoft flags in my inbox to keep track of things that I am working on, because sometimes certain projects and tasks will stretch over multiple days. Like, it's not like I can just have a to-do list for one day. It's actually quite hard to even have a to-do list for 1 week for me. But so I'll usually flag emails down that I need to stay on top of for that week, or I'll mark it for next week or whatever. And so what I've done is, typically I will also flag important emails that I need to reference back to with the no date category. So for example, passwords that our company uses, customer rates, so I can make the invoices properly, like just stuff I need to reference in case I forget. But One other thing I've been doing is using the categories feature. So when I get a nice email from a customer, sometimes they're very appreciative, like, oh, thank you so much for all your work, thank you for your service, blah, blah, blah. If it makes my heart flutter, I will flag the email as a no date and then categorize it with a color. So I categorize it with orange because orange is my favorite color. And so now I have a collection of emails from different customers that make me happy that I have saved in my inbox, so that when I inevitably have a hard day at work and things just don't go right, I have a place to go back to encourage me and remind me that it's okay. I actually am good at my job. One mistake doesn't mean I'm going to lose my job forever. And it is also just like a nice place to remind myself, like, oh, this job is not pointless. I do help a lot of people in my work and people are appreciative of it. It's also just really nice to be able to read that. I personally am a words of affirmation girly, so I love to read back words people say, obviously. But that is one of my simple pleasures, is like when you're emailing about something and then a customer goes out of their way to be like, I appreciate all the help you've done and all this kind of stuff. Because I like it so much, I've personally started to do it more with other people that I work with that I'm asking for help from. At the end, I'll be like, thank you so much for your assistance. I really appreciate it. You've done a great job and I hope you have a great day. Something simple like that. For us, it might be like a 10-second email, but for other people, and for myself included, it is something that they might think about for weeks on end that make them really happy. So keep that in mind when you are emailing someone new or emailing someone in general, is that everyone perceives things differently. And so it is really nice to be nice to people. But anyways, that is all of my bullet points for the first part of this episode. I have been actually really enjoying the shorter episodes recently because I feel like it's just a little bit more manageable in length. And now to my favorite part of the episodes is just catching up on my life and your life and how we're all doing. Okay, let's start our check-in with, of course, the rosebud and thorn, my favorite. I read a couple comments where people were also commenting the rosebud and thorn, so please comment yours as well if you're watching on YouTube, because I would love to read them, and that is just so super fun. I think it'll be great for all of us to catch up with each other. So, my rose of the day, let me think about it. My rose of the day is, okay, I have two because I just can't hold back. My first one is that the weather has been so nice this weekend. Yesterday, I spent a good hour, almost hour and a half, just sitting outside in the sun reading my book, which was so, I realized how much I love vitamin D and just how much it helps me feel good. So I was super happy to do that yesterday, and today it's been a really nice day as well. I just love the good weather, especially because it's not like super hot anymore now that it's not summer. The nice fall medium heat, not really heat, but medium heat, and in the sun is just so nice. And my other rose is that I've been really improving in badminton recently, which I am very proud of myself for. I think I've just, because I play every week now with people who are very, very good, I am getting faster on my feet and my different shots are getting better. I can, save balls more, which is great. So I've been having a lot of fun playing badminton. My bud is that, okay, this is very last minute, but basically in Vancouver there is something that goes on in October called Fright Nights at Playland, which, in case you don't know, and I'm not really sure the details either because I've never been, but it's basically like Playland is our amusement park that we have every single year, and in the summer you can go and ride roller coasters and stuff, but Fright Nights is basically Playland in October. They will have haunted houses and just have scary things like people walking around dressed as clowns or whatever, I think. And I think I'm gonna go soon, sometime this month, which I'm very excited about because I've never been and I finally feel brave enough to go. So I'm super excited. I know I will probably pee my pants of fear though, because it is so terrifying. I am a scaredy cat, but I really think it'll be such a fun experience to go with friends, scream together and it'll be great. My thorn is, how am I going to say this nicely? My thorn is I've kind of been avoiding accountability recently. Not accountability, maybe just like what I should do. I've kind of been avoiding and taking the easy way out. And I know that I should not be doing that because A, it's not the nicest thing, and B, it's not the most responsible thing to do, but I just really can't do anything else. No, I will be responsible and accountable. I just need to kind of build up the courage for that. And I will get into details about it later on, but not today. That's my rosebud and thorn for this week. Let's do a little affirmation. Are you ready? Let's do some ASMR. How can I do ASMR with these? Okay, I don't think that's ASMR, but whatever. Okay, let's pick a little affirmation card. I'm just shuffling them. I usually never shuffle them. Dun dun dun. Whoops. Dun dun dun. Your words have power. Use them to brighten someone's day. That is a very nice affirmation. I think especially, it's Thanksgiving when you listen to this, or the day after Thanksgiving when you listen to this. So let's do a gratitude log, of course. But yeah, as I was just saying with the emails and everything, it is really nice to get words, like nice words from other people, even if they're not someone you know that well. I think it's so fun. Okay, it's Thanksgiving. I come up with this on the fly. Let's do a little gratitude log for things that I'm grateful for this year, because life has been crazy and amazing, and I am very grateful this year. Okay, first of all, I'm going to try and be not basic, like food, water, shelter. I am very incredibly grateful for those things, but I want to be more and more specific, because I think it's really helpful when you do gratitude logs to be very specific and like point out what exactly it is that you're grateful for, because then it really, really is apparent to you in your life. Okay, first off, I am very, very grateful for very strong friendships in my life and friends that I have known for a very, very long time. I realized recently that this is not the norm, which is crazy, but I am still really good friends with a lot of people from high school. And of course, friendships ebb and flow when you're in your 20s and just in adulthood. But I am incredibly grateful that the friends that I have will put an effort to meet up with each other, will put an effort to do new things together. Like, I think it can be really boring when you're just with your friends and all you do is eat or watch TikTok together. Like, those can be fun too, but I think it's much more meaningful to carve out proactive and active time with your friends. So I'm really grateful that my friends are always down to try new activities and do that. I feel like I'm always like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And they're always like, okay, let's do it. I'm very grateful for that, and I feel like I learn a lot from them every single day, which is obviously very important. I'm also grateful that I have so many close friends from high school still, because I feel like it is such a blessing to be able to watch us all grow and develop, and that has definitely been something that is very, very been hitting hard in my feels recently, because I really do see how we're all growing up, and it is really rewarding to be able to see how different we are, and also all of us achieving our goals, which is makes me cry, makes me emo. Second thing that I am grateful for is, I think I'm very grateful for having a good sense of self and sense of boundaries now, which took definitely a very long time to develop, but I am very grateful that I will feel something with my intuition and my gut, whether it's about someone else, whether it's about a situation, whether it's about something I'm doing, and if I feel like it isn't for me or it's not right, then I will honor that and stand up for myself. And it has, I think I'm really proud of myself because I wasn't always like that, and I definitely was like a doormat for a very long time, letting people walk all over me and just kind of conforming to what they needed from me. But now I feel like I am developing into my own sense of self, and I'm very proud of myself for that, and grateful because it has really helped with not feeling hurt and not feeling rejected by other people, and also protecting my peace. I am grateful for the good weather in October so far. I am very, very happy with it, and it makes me very inspired to just live life and enjoy life and be grateful for every single day. I'm feeling emo while doing this gratitude log. Okay, I've done 3. Let's do 2 more just to make it 5. I am grateful for my family, my mom and my brother especially. I didn't realize I loved living alone, but I didn't realize how much I missed having my family around. And of course, there are struggles that come with living with someone else because naturally you will butt heads with people, but it has honestly been such a great what a great experience it has been again, because it's just so much fun. We'll hang out together, we'll do things together, and it's just, I don't know, I really enjoy having family around. It's really nice, and I'm also grateful that I have a strong relationship with my family, because I also know that that's not normal for everyone. Okay, my last gratitude log. My last gratitude of the day is going to be, I feel like I'm in a very transitory and open part of my life right now, in that I'm meeting a lot of new people every single day, whether it's through work or through extracurriculars, and I really like that because I feel like for the longest time in school and in university, I was always surrounded by the same type of people, more or less. In high school, we were all very similar, girls, all went to the same school, stuff like that. And then in university, we were all pretty similar to, all from the same area. We're all from Vancouver. But recently I've been talking to and meeting people who are not from my background and are from other places in the world, or live or have done other things, worked other jobs. And I feel very grateful to be able to interact with them, because I feel like I learn a lot from our interactions, and also learn a lot about life in general and what life can be and what life looks like for a lot of people. So I am very grateful for that, being able to meet a lot of people in the world. I think that is, apart from traveling, one other way that you can really, really learn about the world around you is through the people that have lived in this world. All right, let's do some updates, because there has been a lot going on, and that is crazy. Okay, first is with the transition into fall, especially into October, I feel like it is such a distinct new chapter. And again, I mentioned this at the beginning, but I feel like that it's only been this year that I've really felt it. I think it's because maybe I'm not going back to school this fall, and so that is not there to kind of distract me. I'm really in tune with just myself and what I've been doing. But one thing that I've been feeling is a lack of energy, for sure. I feel like in the summer, because the sun was always out and there was so much to do, it was always warm, that I was very adrenaline based and like, go, let's do this. And I had plans all the time. But now that the sun is starting to set a little bit earlier and it's getting a little bit colder in the day, I feel a very distinct change in energy levels, in that I don't feel the same amount of energy anymore. I especially have been feeling this in relation to working out, because in the summer it was so easy for me to go over to the gym every single day and do badminton on the weekend and go hiking and stuff. Like every single day I would do something and I wouldn't be exhausted. But recently I haven't even been able to go to my Friday workout class because I'm so exhausted at the end of the week, and instead of making myself feel bad about that and beating myself up for it, I've kind of been more understanding with myself, kind of letting myself take in the season, taking the change of season, and also just accept that this is a new season and it's not going to be exactly the same, and it's okay that we're not working out every single day, going gangbusters and expending all my energy. Like, fall is a time for rest, and fall is a time to be cozy, and then we'll rest, and then we'll have enough energy, and come spring and summer again next year, I'll have enough energy to go gangbusters if I really want to. This is why I've noticed I have changed and grown a lot, is that I have, instead of been making myself feel guilty about not working out, I have been very accepting and compassionate about that, which I am so super proud of myself for. I think I've definitely grown a lot to come to this position in my life, because I definitely enjoy working out, but I had a kind of unhealthy relationship with it for a while, in that I felt like I had to work out in order to have a successful day or feel proud of myself. But now it's not something that I have to do to feel proud of myself or to feel like I've accomplished something, but instead it is something extra. I'm like, oh, if I want to rest, then I totally understand, because maybe I had a few super active days before, or maybe I'm just not feeling up for it, and that's fine. And then when I am up for it, then I feel extra proud of myself. Next up is that it is the last quarter of the year, which is freaking crazy. October, November, December are the last 3 months. And honestly, it is wild that 2023 is almost over. I feel like everyone and their mother says this when the half of the year is over, but I can't believe where this year has gone. And I'm starting to think about, what do I want to do next year? What am I looking to accomplish? And where am I hoping to take my life? Which is not an easy question to answer. But I, especially with the last quarter of the year, I'm very cognizant of the fact that a new year is coming, and I need to kind of start thinking about what 2024 is going to look like for me. Even though, like, the beginning of a new year doesn't necessarily mean you need to set new goals and stuff like that. It could just be another day. But for me, I like to kind of break up my year, and the fact that we're in the last quarter already is kind of mind-boggling to me. Okay, two now not as deep things, because these are just more fun things that I want to talk about. Okay, first of all is I re-downloaded TikTok again, and I've been making TikTok videos, random stuff, grocery hauls, library vlogs, as I love to do. And I have been having so much fun with it. I am so glad that I re-downloaded it again. I definitely think I needed that hiatus and break. And I feel like I'm much more conscious with my TikTok use right now. But I am just having so much fun filming the mundane parts of my life, and being able to remember them back and have them back as memories is just so nice. And also, it's just another way to be creative. I think that's like the biggest thing, is I love to be creative, whether it be through my journaling and my planning stickers, or through TikTok videos or YouTube videos or podcasts. I really do enjoy just a little bit of creativity every single day. And like doing my makeup, that's also creative. So being able to make TikToks again and just romanticize my everyday errands has been super, super fun. I just posted a TikTok yesterday about us going to Costco, and it was just like a super random TikTok, a slideshow of photos and things that I saw at Costco that I wanted to share, and it has like 17,000 views last time I saw, which is freaking crazy. I don't know why so many people want to see us going to Costco, but I guess it is a very global, common experience for us all, so I understand completely. Okay, and last but not least is I went on a date. I'm probably not gonna share too much, because for my 100th episode next week, I think I'm gonna do my online dating episode, and I have been thinking about doing an online dating episode for so long, and since it's the 100th next week, I've been putting it off for so long. It's finally 100, which is freaking crazy. I think I'm going to do a detailed online dating episode next week. But I did go on a date again, and I want to share because it has been the first date that I've gone on in a very long time. Probably like 2-3 months since my last first date. And I realized that I do enjoy meeting new people and kind of learning where they're from and how they got to be where they are. But I also realized that I just don't think I'm in the mindset for dating now. And after this person, I'm kind of gonna pause for a little bit. I already have paused. I paused my Hinge for the last little bit, but I am gonna for sure just like stop talking to people and kind of focus back on myself, because I think it's a lot of energy, and also you have to give up a lot of your personal time and peace in order to kind of meet new people. It's also just freaking exhausting because you have to repeat like, oh my god, what do you do? Oh my god, where are you from? Oh my gosh, what do you enjoy doing in your free time? It's just really difficult to constantly have those conversations again and again, and it's not the greatest. I also have been thinking about the fact that online dating is dating in general nowadays is so bad, because we are always plagued with opportunity cost and just having too many options, which I think is a good thing and a bad thing. A good thing, of course, because you have more options to meet someone that is well suited to you, but also a bad thing because I think it makes people so much more willing to give up after a couple dates don't go well. Like for me, with my last relationship, it took us almost 2 months to get together, and those 2 months were also not easy. Like it was an ordeal, I will just say that. But now that I am on the dating apps, I cannot see anyone that would go through that just to date. And also people, like half the people don't even want to date on dating apps, and that is also me included. So don't think I'm roasting, because I am also one of those people that are not looking for a relationship but are on the dating apps. I know, I'm terrible. Anyways, I am going to pause from dating, even though it is perfectly cuffing season, because it's starting to get cold and cozy here. I'm going to stop for a little bit and just enjoy a winter with my friends and with myself and with my family. And I think that is what I need at this time. It is definitely very fun, but I just find myself at the beginning, I was like, oh my god, it's so fun to meet new people. But right now, because I've been doing it so much, I have kind of been taking it for granted and also not being the nicest. Like I can tell that in myself. I don't want to do that. So I am going to stop. I am going to tell you the details of the date next week. It was okay. I realized some previous bad tendencies came out, whether like thought patterns and stuff, which is not great, and I do definitely still need to work on. One of them being, I don't like being very highly regarded, especially when you don't know me very well. Like that has always been a very red flag to me, is like when you are so speaking so highly and seeing me so highly when you barely know me, because then I'm like, you don't know me. Like, first of all, it's like I don't want to have these expectations set on me, and also I'm in a big fear moment of when I do ruin those expectations and don't meet them. That's hurtful for both of us, and that comes from my last relationship, but we'll talk about that another time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you soon. Bye.
And I was like, yo.